is thrilled to be joining myself and John Breech. Breech, we dodged a bullet because the odds weren't out at halftime. Nice.
And now we have to talk about how bad the Steelers are going to lose in front of Wilson, so it's kind of awkward.
That's right. There's another game I can't wait to talk about as well.
So the Bengals are getting a little steamed here. We'll start with Las Vegas and Cincinnati. Wilson, you've never done this show somehow. What we do is we throw out the lines. You say if there's something you would bet right now because you think it might move.
Yeah,
whether it's a total or and I know you listen to the podcast every day when you're not on. But, Bengals at home hosting the Raiders Saturday, 4:30. The first game on the docket. The Bengals are 6.5-point favorites. The total here, 49. Breech, your Cincinnati Bengals are a touchdown favorite in a wild card weekend playoff game. On a scale of 1 to 10, how nervous does that make you?
For the first time ever, like a 3.
15.
3.
I hate
3. What are you talking about?
I'm not nervous. I'm over the nervous. When you've watched 30 years of losing playoff games, there's no nerves anymore. It is just, I hope they win. That's it. There's no nerves. Here's my thought. Okay, you know what is funny is that the Bengals playoff losing streak started in January 1991 against the Raiders. So their first loss in this whole streak 31 years ago was against the Raiders, January 13th, 1991. And the reason I know the date is because it's my birthday. And so this thing is going to come full circle. And here is what I think about this game. This really couldn't be a better situation for the Bengals. They already beat the Raiders once this season, 32-13. That was in Las Vegas. Now they get a Raiders team that played the final game of Week 18, so played late into the night. They have to fly across the country on a short week to play a road game in Ohio where it's supposed to be sleety and snowy and ugly weather, and this really could not be setting up any better for the Bengals and the streak. And I hate picking them to win. I hate picking them to cover the spread because they haven't done it in 31 years, but I think they're going to cover here.
Oh, man. This weather is supposed to be nasty. 37 degrees.
They don't know. It's a week out.
Oh, it's Saturday. I guess it's Sunday right now. The whole Saturday ESPN Monday Night Football crew thing messed me up.
That was funny. Yeah, I mean, it's not that it's a Saturday game. You play Sunday night. They'll be fine. The weather could be an issue. It'll be an issue for both teams. It's not like the Bengals.
Cold weather Derek Carr is not great.
What'd you say?
Cold weather Derek Carr is not great.
How's Joe Burrow in the cold weather? I mean, we don't know.
Awesome.
Pretty good.
Based on what?
The last 2 weeks of the season that you saw him throw for 900 yards in 2 weeks?
In cold weather?
I mean, it wasn't like 75 and sunny.
No, but I mean, it wasn't sleeting and, freezing. My point is that the wins over Wilson line was like plus 3.5. So
wow.
This 6.5 sounds crazy. This team.
It's a lot.
Yeah, I like Vegas to cover. I think the Bengals can win. And I think the Bengals are a good football team, but I don't think I always say so. Derek Carr will make a few mistakes. He'll be sort of on and off early, and then the last 5 minutes he gets red hot. They have Darren Waller back now. He wasn't a difference maker in the game. It was his first game back in a while, but Foster Moreau played well. I mean, no one's ever said that before. This in his NFL career. Brian Edwards played well. Zay Jones is playing well. Max Crosby's getting after it defensively. And look, they weren't great against Justin Herbert. They played a lot of zone, and Justin Herbert dominates zone. I don't know how Joe Burrow is against zone. The defense, they're opportunistic, so I don't think they're going to get their doors blown off. They didn't play well in that first matchup, as Breech noted. But I think this team is different than it was the first time they played.
So if you were betting on this game, you would take the
Raiders plus
Raiders
6.5.
right now.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't see how this game gets over a touchdown. So if you'd like the Raiders, and again, we talked about this all season long with the COVID stuff. There's no break between the regular season and the playoffs. There is a chance that guys are in protocol. Joe Burrow's mentioned that it's not an issue in Cincinnati, which is great because there's nothing to do. But if you're getting 6.5 points in a wild card weekend game against a franchise that had won a playoff game in 30 years, and you're getting almost a touchdown, and if you really were feeling like you were worried about it, you could buy it to a touchdown. High total. I'm going to bet the Bengals, I think, eventually. And I like the Bengals to win and cover this game. I can't believe I'm saying this.
At 6.5.
Well, here's your temperature fun fact. Since we were talking about that, since the start,
that's what you were doing with your head down. Give me the Derek Carr number.
That is what I was looking.
Let me do a little coach move here. Come on, give it to me.
Since the start of the 2016 season, the Raiders are 3-9 straight up when the kickoff temperature is under 45 degrees, 4-8 against the spread.
There you go.
I mean, Derek Carr's from Fresno and got drafted by the Raiders. Like, he ain't played no goal.
You noticed that he didn't read the Joe Burrow part of that.
Well, Joe Burrow's only, I mean,
don't make excuses.
All right, I'll bring up the Bengals.
Actually, Debo said keep going, so we'll have to find that out on the next podcast.
I like the Bengals. I would not bet the Bengals now. It should not get above a touchdown. The total in that game 49. The wind is not bad, but there is going to be weather
straight up and against the spread.
What's that?
2-0 straight up and against the spread in under 45 degrees.
My point is that the wind is not bad, but there is going to be probably a bunch of snow. Snovers is a thing. But if you like the under in this game, you should bet it now. By Monday, I bet this is down to 47. Or I guess by today. By Monday night, I bet this is down to 47 because of the weather forecast. It was like 51. If you like the over, wait on it. This total will drop throughout the week because of the weather, and you can bet the over when it gets down to a lower number. That would be my advice there. Patriots at the Bills. The Bills minus 4.5. Look at that total. Disgusting. 43.5. I feel like, I guess we're kind of just seeing these AFC spreads. Oh boy.
It's going to be 20 degrees and snowy in Buffalo.
What kind of wind do we have in Buffalo?
Not 70 miles an hour.
Boo.
It's looking at about 10 miles an hour. And this game, I just feel like the Bills are a better team than the Patriots. And if Mother Nature had not stepped in that first meeting, I think the Bills probably would have won that. I thought Buffalo played their worst game of the season in that Patriots game, and they still only lost by 4. And so then they turn around and handily won that second game, 33-21. I just think the Bills are a better team, and I think they cover here.
Yeah, you have to ask yourself, can you turn the keys over to Mac Jones when you need them to come back? And that has yet to been proven to be the case. They run the ball all the time. And they get down. And I think what happened in that first game, that win bowl game, Bill Belichick was in Sean McDermott's head. He was nervous after beating them up last year. And then this year, the Patriots are back, and then he got his act together, and they whipped up on him down in New England. I think Breech is right. I like the Bills at minus 4.5.
What direction? I don't know how much. I guess this can get down to like 41. That's probably the floor for it in terms of the total. The spread. I mean, how many points are you going to give Bill Belichick in a playoff game?
4.5.
It ain't getting to 6.
Right.
I don't think it's coming back to 3, though.
Yeah,
it probably sort of settles in this range. So what's the implied? 30, 39 is the implied total. So I'm trying to figure out how many points is New England scoring?
17. 17 best case scenario.
So
it sounds about right.
So you have to keep the Bills from scoring 3 touchdowns if you want to cover in the best case scenario. Oh boy. I'm such a Patriots honk this year that
Josh Allen is going to run for 2 touchdowns. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah.
And rookie quarterbacks historically kind of struggle.
Sure.
In the playoffs.
All right, let's get the biggest game.
Derek Carr's made the playoffs before, right?
No,
he did not start. This is his first start.
He broke his leg in his MVP season.
Oh, I'm betting the Bengals. Oh, I love the Bengals this week.
You guys are suckers.
They're going to thrash them. Raiders. Sorry. We're going to the NFC because we're going in chronological order. Eagles at the Buccaneers. This game was 7 an hour ago. What the hell?
I love this. The Eagles are covering this 9.
This game This has shot up. This was 7.5. Got bet down to 7 and has jumped up to 9.
Tampa Bay is so banged up. They don't have any. They have receiver trouble. They do have receivers, I don't know about the defense's ability to consistently stop the run, and we know that the Eagles knew and improved Nick Sirianni is going to run the ball. So Jalen Hurts presumably be healthy. Miles Sanders will presumably be healthy. Lane Johnson's coming back. He didn't play last week or week 17, week 18. Sorry, 9 is ridiculous. That's a disrespectful number. I feel like
it's a lot. Jalen Hurts first playoff game. He's playing against a guy, Breech. I'm not sure if you've heard. Tom Brady has some experience in the playoffs. There is a revenge factor here. Eagles beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl. And maybe most importantly, the Eagles have to run to win, and no one is better at stopping the run than the Buccaneers.
They've had lapses though this year, and partly because of the injuries.
All right. Breech, what do you think?
Yeah, I think that's the thing is that the Buccaneers are kind of beat up right now. I think if they're going to be susceptible to an upset, this is going to be the round. And we have seen, as Wilson just mentioned, there have been lapses. They gave up 150 rushing yards to the Jets, the New York Jets. I agree with Wilson.
Noted Tom Brady killers, New York Jets.
Tom Brady, I don't think he's thinking even an ounce about revenge. He already beat the Eagles in one Super Bowl, so he lost one. Now he's 1-1. And you know what? The Buccaneers struggled in the wild card round last year. They've got enough injuries where you're just slightly concerned about them. So they just feel like a big number for a team that's as beat up as they are. So I think I'll probably lean the Eagles here to cover.
Debo, what is your thought process on this line moving 2 points towards the Buccaneers in the last 2 hours or so?
I think people want to bet Tom Brady. I think it's as simple as that. Tom Brady is a public bet, always has been, always will be. So that doesn't surprise me at all. And I am like Wilson, and I feel strangely confident. That's normally the case, but I think they can make this a competitive game. They really haven't gotten blown out all season. Take away 2 Dallas games, one that doesn't even count yesterday. So I think they keep it close.
What was the final? The Eagles backdoored that cover at home against the Bucs earlier in the season.
It's 28-22. Yeah.
It's a crazy. Yeah, Sirianni went for 2, right? And yeah, I mean 9 is a lot in a wild card playoff game, even at home. They're missing so many people. It's so weird that game jumped 2 points since the open. What do you think about a teaser with the Bengals and the Buccaneers?
I never tease the Bengals.
That's you know what? That's good advice, Breech. All right, let's go to the next game. I mean, it's already moved so much. I don't think you bet. I don't think there's anything you can jump on there. Also moving. What's that?
I was going to say heavy Eagles presence in Tampa.
Is there a heavy Eagles presence in Tampa?
All those relocated Northerners.
I might just drive across the state. I might just drive across on Sunday, get back to the Sunday recap.
How would you not do that?
Yeah, that's the plan.
Okay. Here's a quick fun fact.
Do you want me to loop you in with my wife's friend Grace, who lives in Tampa now?
Okay.
I've been dying to meet Grace.
She is texting me like every Sunday about the Buccaneers.
Quick fun fact on that Buccaneers spread. Of the past 15 playoff games where teams have been favored by 9 or more, the team that's favored is 11-4 against the spread.
Disrespectful to Debo yet again. Passive aggressive Breech.
I'm on Debo's side. I picked it up.
I love how Breech is like, I'm on your side, and now I'm going to slight you.
I'm just throwing the stats out there for the listeners. It's not Debo or against Debo.
Oh boy, let's just get away from the. So I mean, not like the Eagles or like the Panthers, but I mean the Panthers were within 7 points and they just lost 41-17.
Where is it when we do our pick show on Thursday?
It can't get to 10.
9.5.
Yeah, I think it stays at 9.5.
9.75.
Yeah, the under drops because the idea is that if Tampa has the the other question is where's Mike? Mike Evans got hurt, but then came back in, and then what's Leonard Fournette's status? The fact that this shot up to 9 is wild to me.
All right, look, I'm going to give you my San Francisco pick. Then I'm going to go make a run real quick.
Okay.
49ers going to cover. I'm really nervous about Shanahan versus Mike McCarthy. I'm nervous for Mike McCarthy.
Okay, go do your business. You can come back for Steelers. Breech. This line opened. Somebody told me, I didn't actually see this, so I'm going a little bit of hearsay here. But 4.5, Cowboys minus 4.5 quickly plummeted down to Cowboys minus 3. I did see 3.5 1 point. I love the 49ers. I'm a little worried that they are the popular dog in terms of this wild card weekend, because I'm just not sure who else you would get behind other than maybe Belichick or the the underdog who's going to win outright. Total of 49.5. It does feel like Wilson said, Kyle Shanahan could schematically, if they come out like the Niners and the Rams are sort of similar to me. If they come out cooking and they look good, you're in for a good Niners Rams game. Of course, the Rams had one on Sunday and lost the Niners, so I don't know how that works.
Yeah, this is I don't know how to feel about this. This is just, I mean,
I'm loading up on San Francisco for the record.
It is the Niners beat up on. I mean, they won the games they were supposed to. They swept the Rams, but they always beat the Rams. But when they played good teams, they just seemed to struggle. I mean, like we saw them lose to the Packers. We saw them get swept by the Seahawks. We saw them. They have some interesting losses that I don't really trust either of these teams, is where I'm going with this. And so I think because of that, I'll probably lean the 49ers, but I think I'm going to pick the Cowboys to win. So maybe because the point spread's so small, I might end up, if it gets down to 2.5, I'll probably take the Cowboys to win and cover. But I think right now I'll take the 49ers.
Yeah,
I got to think about this game.
We can get to 2.5. The Cowboys are first coming in this weekend. We're first in DVOA against the pass on defense and 18th in DVOA against the run. I think the injury that will decide this game is Trent Williams. If Trent Williams, who didn't play on Sunday against the Rams, is not out there, that creates real matchup problems for what Dan Quinn can do. And by the way, a little bit of a Patriots 49ers Super Bowl, or excuse me, Patriots Falcons Super Bowl rematch. Dan Quinn against Kyle Shanahan.
That's exciting.
Who screwed it up? I will take the 49ers here. I think Kyle Shanahan will do a bunch of stuff to confuse Dan Quinn and those linebackers, and you'll see Deebo Samuel go nuts. I like the Niners in a big way.
Or if there's anyone who knows how to stop Kyle Shanahan's offense, it is Dan Quinn.
In theory.
That is the opposite way to look at it.
All right. Pittsburgh, Kansas City. The Chiefs are minus 13 against the Steelers with an over-under of 46.5. Oh, by the way, on the 49ers, if that's true that it moved from 4.5 to 3, I think if you like the Niners, you should probably bet it now. I do not think it'll get to 3.5. I would guess that given the games in Dallas and that we typically will see the Cowboys ratchet up your passing if they're losing, that over will creep up. So if you like the over in that, and it also depends on the game script, et cetera. But if you like the over in that game, I would take it now. It's dropped like 1.5 already. I think it could climb back up based on public betting. But Pittsburgh plus 13 on the road in Arrowhead, over under 46.5. If you're putting one bet down, Wilson, what would you
fun fact real quick. This is the first time in the past 20 years that a team that is not the Patriots is favored by 13 or more points in a playoff game.
Wow.
Another passive aggressive comment from Breech.
No, what is that?
Oh! I mean, I don't this game can't go above 14, right?
Sure it can. What was the score the first time they met?
Oh my God, they beat it by like 1 billion.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you take the Chiefs now?
If you'd like the Chiefs, yes. Because it ain't going to go down.
I want to know who Wilson's going to pick. I'm actually interested in Wilson.
This total shot up a point too, I think.
Taking the Chiefs. Are you crazy?
You taking the Chiefs to cover?
Yes.
Wilson, the Steelers have been playing inspired football for the past 2 weeks. Just there's something about that, like rah for Big Ben they got going on right now.
Shut up. Inspired football. Ben fell flat on his face trying to goal line sneak 2 weeks.
The Chiefs almost lost to the Broncos. The only reason they won is because Melvin Gordon fumbled a football.
Big Ben threw for 12 yards 2 weeks ago. He threw for 11 yards today. I mean,
they
what
almost lost to Drew Lock.
Oh my God, you were being passive aggressive, Breech. I'm definitely taking the Chiefs.
I'm the voice of the Steelers.
Yeah,
how did this podcast turn into that?
You want the Steelers to lose in humiliating fashion.
Let's be
But
real.
Who do you think I would rather have advance, the Steelers or the Chiefs?
Well, that's a
The
good point.
Chiefs.
Come on now. It's
You
ridiculous.
don't know. He don't. Why? You
No,
don't
he'd
feel
rather
the-
have the Steelers advance.
Will the Steelers play the Bengals?
No, but it would open
The
open
Chiefs would
things
be out
up.
of the playoffs.
No,
Yeah, that's true.
I love that he's thinking. Well, here's the
He
thing.
knows the Chiefs are going to obliterate the Steelers. He's dreaming of the Chiefs losing to the Steelers.
I will say, if Tyreek Hill is out, dealing with that heel injury, that is a key thing to watch, because the Chiefs' offense looked hamstrung when Hill was out, and so that's a big
Travis
loss.
Kelce didn't play in the first matchup, and they won by 4,000 points. I mean, stop it.
Okay,
Your mic went out.
I'm not talking about Travis Kelce. I'm talking about Tyreek Hill.
I mean, what are you doing?
I'm leaning Steelers
You're leading Steelers. You're leading drunk.
to cover, not to win.
I know what you meant.
I probably am staying away from this spread and taking a total. So the question is, if KC does KC jump out to a lead here? And if they do,
Is it over? Yes and yes.
no. I'm just wondering what happens, because I don't think Pittsburgh is necessarily with the Vikings. If you get the Vikings down 14 points,
Kirby's going to sling it.
Correct. You're getting a shootout coming, just like the Chargers. You get the Chargers down 14 points, you're getting points. You want to bet the
Don't
live
forget,
over.
by the way, the Chiefs can't run the ball. They ran all over the Steelers, so they don't even have to throw the ball. They can just lean on the running game and score that way. There were no answers. Latavius Murray ran for 150 yards today. So yeah, I don't know what.
Oh my god!
You have any faith in Mike Tomlin?
I love Mike Tomlin. I don't have any faith in the players who are healthy, and the other ones that are injured are huge losses.
Worth monitoring. What time is the game? 4:30.
Sunday night.
8:15. Yeah. Right now it looks like no wind and just kind of okay weather. Just sunny, cold and sunny.
All right, next game.
All right, we're gonna get out of here in another 2 hours, maybe. Monday Night Football.
Monday night, first ever playoff Monday.
I mean, I love football, man, but just put the games in 2 days. All right, Saturday, Sunday's fine.
Well, the problem is that we're up till 4 a.m. because Debo's such a slave driver with this stuff. He gets mad if we don't do it. I can say that.
I know.
Yes, you can.
That's why it's funny.
Well, Brinson got big bug-eyed because I said slave driver.
I should know where you're going.
All right, go ahead.
The Chargers, the Rams. We can't. LA Super Bowl's dead. Rams -4.5 against the Cardinals. This line has moved a touch, shaded towards the Rams. Was -4. Over under 50.5. I think this is probably the hardest game to handicap on the entire weekend, because if you get good Matthew Stafford, in theory, the Rams could roll. And if you get bad Matthew Stafford, the Cardinals could roll. But Arizona has been wildly uninspiring the last few weeks.
It's 4 different possibilities, right? It's like a little square there. You get good Matthew Stafford versus bad Kyler, good Kyler versus good Matthew Stafford, good Kyler versus bad Matthew Stafford, and you have no idea what's going to happen. It's like all of them
bad, and it's just like a 12-3 game.
Equal chances for all those things to happen. So I don't know. And the Cardinals are playing on the road where they dominate. They can't win at home.
And also, Matthew Stafford has never won a playoff game in his career.
Ooh, there's passive aggressive breach. Duncan and Brinson.
Has Andy Dalton won one?
What is that?
How many Joe Burrow won?
If we were talking, if Andy Dalton,
how many Samaje Perine won? He might have won one with Washington.
He didn't win a Super Bowl with Washington.
Joke's on you, man. Joke's on you.
I don't really worry about the Matthew Stafford playoff thing quite so much.
You should worry more about him playing well.
Well, I mean, like the Lions games they played in the playoffs, the Lions suck. Anyway, I'm not particularly worried about that. I guess 4.5 is just that's kind of a lot.
And how healthy is he? He was limping all over the field on Sunday.
Sure. Yeah. The Cardinals have not looked the same since DeAndre Hopkins went down.
That's what Brian McFadden was saying today on HQ. He's taking the team with the playmakers.
Christian Kirk is not an alpha wide receiver. AJ Green. How many playoff games has AJ Green won?
How How many yards did AJ Green have on Sunday, Breech? Did he get his $1 million bonus? He needed 75 yards. He didn't get it?
I don't know. I don't keep track of AJ Green contract incentives, Ryan.
Oh, he did. Oh, he had
He got it?
9 targets, 23 yards.
Oh,
4 catches.
yikes. Okay.
Zach Ertz led them in receiving with 7 catches for 84 yards. Christian Kirk 3 I think that this offense might be broken.
I'm going with the Rams.
Yeah, I like.
I don't feel good about it.
I think you bet the Rams now too. This might get up to like 6.5.
You don't want it to get up any higher than that.
It's not going to 6.5.
I don't feel great about this either one. Like I just don't know who's going to show up.
Dude, the Seahawks defense.
Sean
sucks.
McVay's going to show up. That's all that matters.
The Seahawks defense sucks. And granted, the Cardinals scored 30, but 7 were a defensive touchdown. They had a ton of field goals. So 9 points on field goals and 7 points on a defensive touchdown. Couldn't run the ball. Kyler was really inefficient passing.
Yeah, but you're asking. I get that side of the equation. The other side is which Rams team is going to show up.
Well, the Rams defense will show up.
Well, they didn't show up when Jimmy G wanted to make a last, and I guess they didn't. I guess what you need to do is have Christian Kirk throw some passes like Deebo Samuel did, and that'll mix things up because that sort of turned that game around for the 49ers.
I think the Cardinals are toast.
Maybe. I just don't know if they might lose by 3 is my point.
I just think you're not going to get Rams -3.
No, that's right.
It's more likely to go the other way.
Yeah, I agree with that too. That's why I'm staying away from it, as the sharps say.
And the other thing about this game too is if you want to, what's the total? The total's 50.5.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.